Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. And also welcome back to Billy Bean 2903, aka N Allen I Trust, being back on for the third time this season. Great matchup, 190 points. We're actually going to spend quite a bit of time on this week's reflection on your guys' matchup, as it was super interesting. But brother, anything to say to the league?
It's about damn time I'm back. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's good to have you back, sir. And thank you for your time. Once again, the week 11 update, we're entitling this one, Have You Seen My 6 Points? As there's a little bit of a fiasco with the kick return of Cordero Patterson and some confusion there. But hey, everything worked out. And, those points were needed as we had 3 games that were decided by less than 10 points this week. So as we get cooking for Thanksgiving, things are definitely getting cooking in the league. And before we get going, anything else you want to address to the league, brother?
Wish some of these trades went through, but I'm kind of glad the one that did go through helped me out.
You know what? Some of the trades, we will get into that this season. And shout out to the Vito Mafia doing their damn thing all through this past week. I know they're busy. They deserve a break. Trade deadline is done. Be playing the waiver wire as we're getting down into the nitty gritty, y'all. So we ready, brother?
Let's do it.
Okay, as always, we're going to bust a cap. That's where we do a weekly recap of the matches that were, starting with the closest matchup of the week, and of course, ending with the beatdown of the week. And hey, I might make an appearance there. We will start also at the No Mames Manager of the Week. Now, this goes to a couple of y'all. It's the same as last week, okay? And we'll end with the league leaders, and that league leaders lead is getting quite narrow there. Jack, anything to say about that lead?
Nope. It's mine. In 2 weeks, it's mine.
I think it's only a 36-point lead or something that around there.
Connor's going to do what he does this weekend and jump that lead back up to like 70 points, and then I'll catch up next week.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bust the cap, sir. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the closest matchup of the week was such a good one. And like I said in the opener, we're going to be on this one for a little while, as this was a super interesting matchup. In Allen I Trust, number 2 in points, going against Alvin and the Chipmunk, number 3 in points, taking them down by a score of 190.52 to 189.80. Both teams now 6-5. Both teams now neck and neck in points. And Edgar, unfortunately, feeling the effects of 2 turnovers by 2 Chargers on his team, which ended up being the difference. I was just bullshitting around when I said, here comes the pick. But
yeah, you crystal packing women manifested that shit.
Boy, that was insane. I am so sorry, Edgar. I promise you I don't have special powers. Now, I did call something last week that we'll touch in a little bit. But one last thing, or another thing I want to talk about this game is that this game had the top 6 fantasy scorers of the week all within the same matchup. Tony P was being one of them, Joe Burrow. You guys had Travis Kelce, obviously, Devontae Adams, speaking of trades that almost bit you in the ass. But hey, hello, Amari Cooper.
Welcome back. Yeah, that was a nice little surprise. And then number 6 was sitting on the bench.
Oh, Josh Palmer on the bench in a tough decision to be made by Edgar. Who do you play, Josh Palmer or Keenan Allen? Now, obviously, I would have played Keenan Allen as I try to acquire him in a trade. Shout out to Vito Mafia.
It's the right decision to start Keenan, because Keenan is the clear-cut number 1.
Keenan, oh my gosh, that was a tough one to say. Keenan is the clear-cut number 1 on that. It just hurts seeing that fumble and then seeing those 36 points on the bench, knowing like, God damn it, was it the right choice? I think it was. Just didn't pay dividends in this case.
Yeah, and then I have to watch the Cowboy game gets cut and switched over to that crap ass Pittsburgh game where I have to watch Joe Burrow undress my team, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna need help.
Oh no, but thankfully you get to watch Travis Kelce walk in 3 touchdowns. Oh my, come on, man. I cannot catch a break. That's why this game was so interesting, because it was back and forth and back and forth. And then I swear that last pick, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that Travis Kelce, I spoke that one to existence for as much as I could. And then,
Cosas de Diablo. That's all I gotta say.
yeah.
And I might, you know what, I might be dabbing a little bit in the Brujeria right now, as I definitely need it. Anything to say about your matchup though, brother? Again, we went a little bit long on this one because it was super interesting, but overall,
yeah, like from top to bottom, that everyone played. My team played their heart out, and I needed every one of them to do what they did. And he had the optimal lineup out. It's just some guys didn't do what they were supposed to do, and that's all there was.
And shout out to the Stones on you for starting both Tony P and Zeke.
Yeah.
It gives me a little bit more confidence starting maybe Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey.
Don't compare the two. They're not the same.
Fair.
You got Shasta, and I have Pepsi and Cherry Pepsi.
Hey, you know what? I fucks with some Shasta. Another thing else that I fucks with is Bolts Creek moving to 8-3 by taking down Check My Balls. Oh, unfortunately, this may be the end for Check My Balls as he slides to 3-8. Now, he would need all but a miracle for basically the rest of the league to lose out, which can't happen mathematically. Bolts Creek is on his way to securing a playoff seat, at least maybe with a victory this week. We'll definitely get him in there, as the worst he could end up would be 9-5, which would put him in one of the better records of the league. And I love seeing Najee come through, man. Now, granted, that last touchdown was in garbage time, but I do love seeing Najee doing this damn thing. I'm kind of sad that I pulled the plug on him, but I felt like it was the right time. And I'm glad that he was able to help Bolts Creek in this one. What did you notice about this one, Jack?
This one, Check My Balls. His season was going to ride or die on Justin Fields, and when Fields gets hurt, it's a wrap. I know it was the last series of the game, or it was towards the last series, but that was a wrap. Once he got hurt, you can look at that. You have Valdez-Scantling do absolutely dog shit. Like it was a wrap after Justin Fields. That was
tough, man. He acquired Juju. Juju on the concussion protocol, couldn't have him in there. Only 8 points, or not even 8 points. 7-point differential, 5-point differential, and then the Cordero Patterson returned for a touchdown ended up counting. It just wasn't enough, and it was looking okay for a second, but Austin Ekeler is going to do his damn thing. You just can count on him, and that's great to be able to count on.
And you see Joe Burrow drop 30, and you're like, oh man, all of his receivers must have gotten something. And then you look at Boyd, and Boyd got 2 catches for 42 yards.
Yeah, that's weird, right? T. Higgins was open. Obviously you went against T. Higgins and you were like, Jesus Christ, is this guy never not open?
Throw the damn ball to somebody else. Run the damn ball.
Oh my goodness, it was crazy. Now, speaking of running the damn ball, Finding Debo is running himself into a playoff spot as he finally found Debo, and Debo finally paid out dividends and points. Now, again, this is one of the trades that we alluded to earlier, and striving for playoffs, aka revenge tour. Unfortunately, this is going to do it for him, but I do appreciate him being competitive. I know the fiasco with the Justin Fields trade, but hey, I'd look like, check my balls. Check My Balls was just, he needed to, I think striving for playoffs could have, checked for the rosters, but it was a tough one because there was a lot of activity on that trade. I didn't want to push it through without having everybody a chance to be able to get a veto vote. So unfortunately, it worked out in his favor for Check My Balls. Well, not necessarily, because he might have been able to start Dak Prescott, but it ended up he getting the points that could have been beneficial for striving for playoffs. As now the revenge tour, aka had to put up a Davis Mills as a quarterback, and that only scored up 9 points. So this could have been a difference maker. But Finding Debo, being able to find a win in this one without Tua, it definitely didn't help striving for playoffs, having that negative 0.6 points from Rondale Moore. But it is what it is. Tough one for revenge tour. Now I'm not looking forward to playing in my final week of the season. But what you noticed about this one, brother?
What I noticed was the Debo Samuel, he sent me that trade, I want to say at least 3 times this season. And each time it was an automatic, hell no, I'm mad at Amari Cooper for leaving the Cowboys, even though it wasn't his choice.
You know what? I forget all about that. I did talk with Jonathan earlier. He's my neighbor, and he had mentioned that he sent you that trade, or that trade was sent 3 times. And I was like, I got to be honest, man, I feel like you could have gotten more. But I would have, like I said, I would have asked for more, but I'm glad it worked out for both you guys. So shout out to Finding Debo, looking for one of those playoff spots. All right, so now we're going to find one of the other playoff spots. Team Kittle too late, taking down Connor McKager 3 in a row again. 137.46 to 106.66. Hay cosas de diablo once again. And again, Patrick Mahomes putting up another 30 points. It is crazy. He is the undoubted QB1. Josh Allen was, a challenger, Jalen Hurts possibly, but now he is just separating himself with the rest of the pack. It's cool to see, Patrick Mahomes being able to do this damn thing week in and week out. This is going to be a very, very tough team to face in the playoffs. As I
Let's
think,
pump the damn brakes on crowning him MVP. It's gonna
oh,
take 2 or 3 weeks of Josh Allen reminding folks that he can throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he
oh,
is that dude. And then he's right back in contention for MVP. Let's pump the brakes on the Patty Mahomes. If you're
okay.
gonna crown him, then crown his ass.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I definitely was not trying to crown anybody here. I do notice trends and patterns.
He's who we thought he was.
I definitely am the one who just looks at the data and makes it and then determines something. So I look at Patrick Mahomes' data and I see a consistent 30 points where I see a little bit of a downward trajectory for Josh Allen. But hey, if there is any player in the league that is capable, Josh Allen is that person. However, Patrick Mahomes right now is showing and consistently being that person at this point, at least. Can we agree to that?
Consistency, sure.
And speaking of consistency, Team Kittle too late getting just enough from Kittle, George Kittle this week, who has not been consistent this season, but came through with 2 tutties this week. So that definitely powered him through. Now, Connor McKager and I are going at it this week. And speaking of going at it this week, y'all remember last week I said, I'm not losing again until Christmas, brother. I'm not losing again until Christmas. Now, this wasn't an overall dominant performance by me. No Amon Rugrats taking down Dirty Mike Chubb 159 to 101, a difference of 57.68 points. It wasn't a huge splash like between you and Edgar or what we see Connor McKager doing. However, this is more of Mike's team not performing what they usually perform. I think he had multiple players score below 9 or 10 points, one of them being Nick Chubb, which we don't really count on having. So I don't really attribute to my dominance on this one, but I do see how I have the lineup to be able to get these key wins when I need them.
You have a roster that looks like they can hit wherever their or whatever their projection is, give or take 10 points. And that's kind of what you did this week.
Not to mention Baltimore on the bench at this point.
Yeah. And then you look at what Dirty Mike Chubb has. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson going against the Cowboy defense that nobody saw happening. That's 40 points there. You look at Nick Chubb, Nick, like you said, Nick usually gets 20. That's 10 points gone right there. That's a 50-point margin right there, and then he's winning the game.
You know, Donovan Peoples-Jones in place of Kadarius Toney, which, I'm a betting man. I just happen to be a betting man. That's what I would have bet my money on over the 2. But that's another 17 points right there as well. Yeah. So overall, a couple of bad. You don't expect duds from Justin Jefferson. You don't expect duds from Nick Chubb, much less all in the same week. So tough week for Dirty Mike Chubb. A good week for me. Again, not losing again until Christmas. So here we go, Johnny. I respect you. I love you, man. But I am. I'm watching these games ever so intently this week. All right. The No My Man's Manager of the Week. We still have 2 managers out there who have not paid their dues. I'm not going to holler at y'all and expose y'all to the league because that's not right. But I do want y'all to get them in as quick as possible so that way we can verify that we have the funds for the winner, the funds for the rings, which will be coming soon. Very excited as I have a potential ring candidate on the show tonight, as well as me. Let's not lie. So anything to say before we get into the Thanksgiving week, brother?
Nope. Let's do this. No, I don't want to talk about the Cowboys and Thanksgiving games. Next.
Oh my goodness, I am hoping for that Cowboys defense we saw last week to be able to shrink this league as maybe they shut down Saquon, who I kind of.
Wait, did you pick him up?
Me?
Yeah. Who picked up the Cowboy defense? Because I had to release him.
I do not know. There's been some weird stuff with the waiver wire and all that stuff. Connor McKager not being able to get Trevor Lawrence back, but getting Trevor Lawrence back, still in the lead right now at 17-25. But that lead shrinking ever so much. What is that? 36 points?
Oh shit! How did I get Dallas back? Yeah, that's 36 points.
You don't even realize what you're doing, brother. Alvin and the Chipmunk only 8 points behind you, brother. So be careful. Make sure we're setting those full lineups because again, it's going to come down to points. Have a happy Thanksgiving, brother. I will see you tomorrow. Anything else to say to the league before the games, before the week, before this playoff push?
Josh Allen, about to remind y'all, yo. You don't know what it's over. It's over. 2 more weeks. That's mine.
I got Jalen Hurts going against the Cowboys in a couple of weeks. I want him
Jalen Hurts. Fuck the Eagles.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Brother, I'll see you tomorrow, sir.
Take it easy, man.